You all come in on this Halloween, happy Halloween weekend. Cryptocurrency decided to do some great things, right? You all come in, hit like and hit share. Trying to make it through my voice. Trying to make it through my voice. Right. Trying to make it through my voice. So come in, hit that like, hit that share button. I know it's look, I don't know what time of night it is, right? I think it's a Saturday night. All I know is cryptocurrency is doing its thing as Decentraland, aka Mana. 190% return today. All right, look at you. I'm so proud for you. And already getting gains today. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, it's late. It is late. I know it's late. I was debating whether to go live or not, but crypto just don't stop. Verse 4. You got some today? Well, listen, this is always my rule of thumb. I always, excuse my voice, I always invest in cryptocurrency in the red, not the green, right? Because you bought it at its highest peak. You bought it at the highest peak. It's 10:26. I know it's 10:26 p.m. Yeah, it said earlier it was up. You all excuse me. You know I coach girls basketball, and we had a game Thursday. My voice is still recovering. You can't that link. Now I know some of the links on that ebook, like XRP. It's one of the links that's probably no more on crypto.com. With XRP, you have to go to Uphold now to invest in XRP. But XRP is the only one that I know that link doesn't work. But when it comes to Decentraland, a lot of people is yes. Okay, she said she know it's going higher, so she didn't want to miss out. Okay. Had the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Okay. Definitely going higher. And one of the things, hello, you all tuning in, saying hello, CEO Lifestyle from Texas. Yes, earlier up 140%. What I love is the cryptocurrencies that have the biblical relationship, like manna, right? Like Sheba, Queen of Sheba, within the last couple of days has been really taking off, really taking off. And so this is, we still have XRP at the 1111 code at $1.10. Sheep has taken a dip. It's in the red today. I think Sheep dipped, let's see, 12%, right? So some people could have lost some thousands if they held on paper. I tell people, know the difference between a paper loss and a temporary loss versus a real reality cash loss. And that's what most people don't understand when it comes to cryptocurrency. It is just a loss on paper. Because guess what? Your money sitting in the banks is not earning any interest at all. So at least if it takes a reset, right? If it takes a cool down from its highest earnings, then it's just a loss on paper. That's my mindset. What's the jackpot to you? Someone says Bishop says he hit the jackpot. The jackpot for a lot of people may be different from what other people would consider a jackpot, right? If you made millions today, then I agree, you hit the jackpot. I got in at 11 cents of Decentraland, right? I got in at 11 cents. So I still don't consider that what I have, my gains today, a jackpot. Like if I would have made millions off of it today or billions, then I would have considered that a jackpot. So, but I got in at Mana at 11 cents. It's at $3.71 now, which is $1 and I mean 172.31% gains. And this is why I have issues with um, taking profits out of my cryptocurrency, right? This is why I have issues with it, because if I don't have anything that I see as an even trade for my crypto, or that will bring me a higher return on my investment, then just putting it in the bank and allowing it to sit there stagnant, right? To me, is not a smart decision, because guess what? Guess what? Okay, got in at 23 cents. Great. I got in at 11 cents. I get in at 11, a lot of things at 11 cents, right? When I see that 11, sometimes that's my cue to get in. I do get in at like things of Shiba Inu when it's below 11 cents, right? Congratulations, verse. It takes a very disciplined person with the right financial education to hold. So congratulations. I got in late with Bitcoin last year at 3,000. Doing this halving, right? And so for me that was late. But when at 61,000 today, better late than never with Bitcoin, right? So I got in late. I mean 62,000, excuse me. ADA is still holding steady with its all-time high, still expecting ADA to get about 10,000 for the end of the year. Still expecting Bitcoin to get 100K, and still expecting some good news for SHIB as well. And so a lot of altcoins, I believe, will do well in the month of November, right? Um, a lot of altcoins will do well in the in the month, I believe, into November, going into the holidays, into Christmas. Last year, right, heading up to Christmas, December 26th, and everything's like Bitcoin was hitting 26K, 26,000. On the 27th of December, it hit 27,000. I mean, it was, and now here we are, almost a year later, right? At 62,000. There's no other asset class right now that you can invest in that can bring you this return on your investment. So when you cash out and you get your gains, I hope that you have a plan, right? I hope that you definitely have a plan in place, which means, when I mean plan, investing that into some type of tangible asset that hopefully cash flows, right? Or a non-tangible asset, if you have enough cash flow, such as gold, silver, and land. However, when you convert your crypto into those assets, you have to have enough cash flow. If those assets are not in position to cash flow for you, that's what I tell people, right? So right now, we know real estate is not a good investment, because housing is still at its all-time high. A lot of land is still overpriced. And so right now, the best asset to have is cryptocurrency. The best asset for return on your investment, the best, is cryptocurrency. And the second best is having your tax strategy in place for Biden's new tax laws that will take place January the 1st. Um, wow. Yes. Great news for Ada as well, Cardano. And don't sleep on Chainlink as well. So altcoin season is going to be very good uh, for 2021 as the dollar begins to lose much of its purchasing power. And what a lot of people don't understand is when more of this free money or when the government raises its debt ceiling, that all of this free money just causes the cost of living to increase, which is inflation, right? And so when inflation is increasing, even if the minimum wage increases, right? Minimum wage increases. Uh, your pay at your job, it cannot beat the percentage of the inflation, the cost of living, because the percentage of your pay raise is not beating today's everyday pricing increases. I was getting gas today, right? I was getting gas today, and I got in my car because I was at a half a tank. I always fill up at a half a tank. I never let my vehicles go below a half a tank, and I believe that's why my vehicles have such good maintenance, and they last me a long time with less maintenance issues. I learned that from my great grandfather, right? And so I got in my car and I was gonna fill it up, and for some reason the pump didn't just stop when it got full. So I decided to look back and look at the price, and it was at $43. And I take premium, right? And I go to stop it, and it's just overflowing with gas. And I'm like, as expensive as gas is, I can't ever do that again. So I probably be standing at the pump from now on to make sure. And gas was spilling everywhere. I just all inside my car, on the ground. I know it was maybe a couple of gallons that leaked out. So I'm like, I can't. That's not gonna happen. But I said that to say this: your pay rate is not increasing higher than inflation is, right? Have I heard of Anchor? Hello, Sean. Hello to you. It is the fifth Elliott wave and potentially will go to $2. It's yes, I've definitely heard of Anchor. Let's do some gematria while you all are bringing these coins up. I love my biblical numerology and gematria calculator. I just want to look at what codes numerically are coming up with these cryptos. Interesting, Sean. Guess what codes come up? On Anchor, we have been talking about, or I have been teaching about Bible numerology, that numbers are secrets and codes that unlock the wisdom to the Word of God, and that the Bible is a prophetic book that's all about prosperity, right? That's all about prosperity. So we see the 888 and the double one, the double 11. So you see the 11 and 44 code. And the 44, exactly 44 days. It was exactly 44 days from when 3 days when Jesus rose from the dead. Exactly 44 days from the ascension into the heavens, that spiritually, in spirit form, he remained on earth after rising from the dead. So the number 44, the double 44, definitely has been coming up. Excuse me, I'm trying to make it through this live stream. A lot, the number double 11 is twofold. It is the gateways of opening, as in the Gregorian calendar. It's November is the 11th month, but in the Jewish calendar, it's actually January. In the Gregorian calendar, it is the ninth month. And the number 9 means going into November is divine completion of a thing, divine finalization, right? So part of the number 44 is part of Jesus' earthly ministry. And it begins on the day that he was crucified. which was on a Wednesday, right? And it ends on a day that he gives the final instructions to ascend to the right hand of God, right? And so the period between his crucifixion and ascension on the right hand of God is exactly 44 days. So it is divine final instruction and, listen, transition as the ascension happened in 44 days, right? And so um, that's divine transition of a form of dying, of the dollar dying in this case, and cryptocurrency. Christ died, again, the November is the ninth month. He died on the ninth hour, right? Which was about 3 in the evening. And that was a form of death. Stayed in the grave 3 days, only to be resurrected again, right? And so 44 is definitely a transition. And also, the number 44 is a number of prophecy and prediction as well, right? And it's also tied to his Isaiah 11:1. That's the 44:11:11 code, right? That's the 44:11:11 code. So powerful with that as well. And it's at 11 cents, right? And it's at 11 cents. So you see the double 11:11, the double gateways. And number 4 is also prophetic of what will happen in the earth realm, right? Or what will happen in this earth realm. On the 4th day, liquid was created. Life was created, meaning that seed was able to be transformed, right? I told you about transformation into a physical form, into a spiritual form, and then also ascending into heaven, the right hand of God. And so life, seed was able to be a fruit bearing plant, right? And then you have liquid, the seas and the ocean, and you have light, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. So you have those 4 components of the earth realm that were all created on the 4th day. So no, it's nothing wrong. My voice doesn't need healing. I need to stop talking. It's not nothing. It's not sore. My throat is not sore or anything. It's just I'm just talking too much. I need to rest my vocals. So you can, pray that I can stop live streaming. I need my vocals to rest. I just overuse my vocals, right? And so, hello everyone that's coming in. And so, yeah, that's great. I tell people when you're seeing numbers a lot from the universe, it means that those numbers are trying to communicate with you, right? And that the number 4 is representation again of the material universe. And it also means appointed time, divine appointments, right? Divine appointments. And so, but Sean, since you've been saying the number 4, the 4th of the 10 commandments is to remember and keep God's holy day of the Sabbath holy, right? And so a lot of times when people see numbers from the universe, they don't give to people that teach them about the numbers of the universe or the appearances of the number 4, and they never receive whatever it is the universe wants to release from them. But that's a whole nother teaching from another day. When people see numbers, if they would just give to people that teach Bible numerology, the universe can then release whatever it is upholding for them in that blessing, because those are angel numbers, they're prophetic numbers, right? And then you have the Garden of Eden, for example, that the river was parted into the headquarters of the 4 of the rivers. And this represents 4 sources of income into one. So a flow of abundance can be also found in the number 4, right? And you also have the mother of life, which is Eve, right? And Eve is only mentioned 4 times throughout the entire Bible, right? 4 times throughout the entire Bible. And so with that, when people see numbers, um, they never really get beyond what they could get from it. And because they don't release it back um, to the people that teach Bible. And I don't advocate for people to release it to anyone that doesn't teach this, right? But that's usually mean that, you know what, if you release to the universe, to the people that's teaching you the wisdom, knowledge, and information, I don't advocate that you release to anybody. If they're not teaching this in detail or in depth, then I don't recommend you give, because they don't have a revelation on a blessing. That means you probably won't get a blessing in return. Um, It's like the difference between sowing seeds and miracle grow and potting soil. It's just the different types of soil, different type of wisdom, different types of knowledge that you can give into. And so make sure you find someone that's teaching you the spiritual work of it as well, because a lot of people, they don't know what they don't know, and that your prosperity is not just of your own. It is not of your own will, your own knowledge, your own wisdom. I do a lot of research, but there is an infinite God, an infinite creator that's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask a thing. Think according to the power that works within us. And prosperity is not just consistent or consist of money. It's your health, your mental, right? Your peace. Positive energy always creates elevation. It does consist of money, but it's just not consisted of money, right? And so prosperity can be simply defined by this, another 911 or prosperity code. My mentor brought this scripture to my attention today, and it said it's from Job 36:11. This is simply what prosperity is, biblical prosperity. If they obey and serve him, they will spend the rest of their days in prosperity, and their years would be pleasant, or their years would be happy, right? Right. And so that's a part of what people should do when they see numbers. And also, numbers also help you understand investing as well, especially in this new currency system. And then numbers also give you direction, right? And it unlocks codes and wisdoms to the word of God. So let's get back into cryptocurrency. And Fred, this is what but you know, hold on, you all. Give me 1 second. I promise you we'll get back on crypto. Keith, it is the law of reciprocity, but guess what else it is? It is the law, right, of credit and debit. When I saw this today, I almost just leaped um, out of my seat. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up this scripture. If the Bible talks about that, this is also called credit and debit. Credit and debit. And so let's look at it. No, hold on. Let me pull this scripture up. It's Philippians. Philippians, but I want the Amplified Versions, chapter 4. We talk about the number 4 and 19 as well. Let's read the full chapter in the Amplified, and we're getting right back on cryptocurrency. Because believe it or not, most people think that prayer is enough. Prayer is just a portal. It's just a gateway for you to receive instructions from a man or woman of God. The prayer will bring you the instructions on what you need to do. It's not going to bring you mystery money like a lot of people, religious people think. And so a lot of people quote this scripture and they say, that this is God said he shall supply all of my needs, but this is not God's words, right? This is Paul's words. And he was talking to the church of Philippi or Philippians in the Philippians. And he said, and you Philippians know that in the early days of preaching the gospel after I left Macedonia, no church or no individual shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving except you alone, right? Except you alone. For even in Thessalonica, you sent a gift more than once for my needs. Not that I seek the gift itself, but I do seek the profit which increases to your heavenly account. See, most people don't know that heaven has its economic system and it has an account too. The blessing which is accumulating for you. See, heaven has an account that accumulates blessings for you when you obey giving and to the right people. And I do know that there are some bad churches, but there are some good churches. There are some bad pastors and there's some good pastors. There's some bad spiritual leaders and there's some good spiritual leaders. There are some bad businesses in the world and some good businesses, some bad restaurants and it's good restaurants. There are some bad schools and there are some good schools, right? But it says, but I have received everything in full and more. This is how much this church gave to him. I am amply supplied, having received, right, the gifts you sent me. They are fragrance of aroma and offering, and an acceptable sacrifice welcomes and is and in which he delights. And my God, now this is how this comes in, right? But it also says this counts as a credit and debit system. But it says, now God will supply, liberally supply, fill until full your every need after you've done verses 15 through 19. See, most religious folks, they just quote verse 19. No, you got to do the above first, right? And my God will liberally, that means he will fill until you are full your every need according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. To God be the Father and glory. Amen. So a lot of people are trading these cryptocurrencies, right? Thank you, Tony, Bill, for the $19.99 super chat. They're trading these cryptocurrencies not knowing that they're going to be taxed 30 to 40%, right? And in the Bible, it also gives you a taxation plan so that the government or Pharaoh won't take half of your money or your earthly blessings that you receive, right? And so Frederick, for example, says he knew it would happen. He don't have enough cash flow or liquid to invest. This is what I tell people. There are a lot of smart people that can tell you about every cryptocurrency and what its functions are, right? They're even smarter than the background that I know about cryptocurrency. Some of them, not all. Now, I'm not giving some people that come on my live stream. They'll tell me updates on things just because I have more than that going on, right? And but they don't have the capital that I do to invest because they only have one or two sources of income. And this is why, and then the taxes will take the other part for the people that have been trading all year long and not holding their cryptocurrency. They're going to receive a 1099 in the mail from either Robinhood, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Binance, Trust Wallet, whatever exchange that they use for those conversions back into your bank account from crypto back into the cash system. And so now you're taxed on that, right? I used to tell people when I was heavily in credit, right, credit restoration, that even when this is a great example, right? Even when I get the credit card charge off removed from your credit, it's no longer reporting, right? Because the credit agencies probably reported it illegally. You're going to get a 1099-C back from that credit card company. And that money now has to be taxed as income to you. So even though if it's off your credit report, now that $20,000 debt or $10,000 debt counts as income and you're going to be taxed. So you need to know the whole taxation system. And this is why I introduce people and share with them the home-based business so they can get extra cash flow, continues to get their credit up, and have the tax plan that they need to be successful so the government won't come in and take, right, all of your money, or at least 30 to 40% of it. The worst feeling in the world is to have capital gains and then the government comes out with a big hand and says, okay, we want about 40% of that. You made $20,000, right? We want 8,000 of it, or 6,000. You flip that $30,000 back, right? We want about 12. Give us about 12 out there. That's the worst feeling. But the uneducated, that will happen. So as Tony gives the 1999, that means divine completeness and divine finalization of some things. And when you know the word of God, you can understand that man's system and man's perversion of numbers like 9/11, right? How they perverted that date. But actually 9/11, 26 AD is when Jesus started his ministry. Like they took the day Saturday and call it Saturn, which sounds like Satan. Saturn is what Saturday is named after. And Satan in the Bible is named after. But Saturday is a Sabbath day, it's a holy day. And then they took Sunday and tried to make it called the Sunday, or the day that the sun rose, meaning Christ. But Christ rose actually that's Saturday, right? And so the world or the powers that be taste things and pervert it all the time. And so you have to know that heaven has a bank account and an economic system as well, right? Um, Thank you, Lisa, for the 1999 super chat as well, right? Um, the name of the game, Sean says, it's to leverage, learn how to borrow against your crypto. You can borrow against your crypto, but once you get to a certain crypto holdings, your portfolio, Sean, when it gets over $1 million, then you have to show proof that you are an accredited investor. So that borrowing will stop because they want to know, they will want to know how are you getting this cash flow in to accumulate. And then borrowing against your crypto too, to my opinion, if you're borrowing against 30, 40, $50,000, that's not a lot of crypto. That's, that's, let's be honest. In today's economy, so you're talking to people when you get to $1 million portfolio, or at least when you get to six figures, then borrowing is great, but you're going to have to show the paperwork. You're going to have your accounting in place. And again, that's why I tell people they need the home-based business, because you have IRS tax professionals, and you're going to have to show bank account statements. They want to see your cash flow. They want to see where that money is coming from, how you're able to invest. Are you worthy to borrow against it? Right? If you have it in your business name, let's see your corporations, your paperwork. Let's look at your accounting. Then you can play the game that the big boys are playing. And Tony, holding and buy more is not helping people that's not getting more cash flow. Because listen, if your check is remaining the same and the prices of cost of living is increasing by the day, you can't buy anymore because you're not building up on your income. Some people don't have to hire a good CPA. We have that in our home-based business. They all come with it. And guess what? It's just dirt cheap. But, people don't know what they don't know because it's only $228 to get in the business one time. And that's the website. But people don't know what they don't know. You can't find a good CPA for $228. Not a good one. And I tell people, if you don't understand taxes out of your paycheck, you're not going to understand this big money game. This is how the government is going to come in and take people's wealth. If you can't look at your paycheck and understand FICA and Medicare and all of your big businesses, all the insurances that's taking money out of your paycheck, you're not ready for higher levels of wealth. As far as your structure, you're not ready. You're not ready. Right? And so the number 9, right? Genesis chapter 17 required Abraham at the age of 99 to circumcise not only himself, but his son Ishmael, who was 13, and all the males within his household. And number 13 represents law and order, as God told the Israelites in Jericho chapter 6, to march around the wall 6 times for 6 days. And then the 7th day, they marched 7 times, with 7 plus 13. 7 plus 6 is 13. So if you all remember that show Law and Order, right? The number 13 can also represent rebellion and lawlessness, right? 13 represents all governments created by man and can be and mostly inspired by Satan. And it's a rebellion against the external God. Again, when people do things their own way, when they say, I've acquired this wealth without giving the infinite God any acknowledgments, or they think they're so smart and intelligent in the earth realm that they won't put up protectors for their money, for their wealth. They won't get experts in place, right? Then this is how the wealth is going to be stolen from them. And so 13, all governments created by man. When man says, that's why the number 6 is twofold. On the 6th day when God created man, he said it's very good, but he also created the wild beast on that day. You have your pineal gland, but you also have your pituitary gland. That pituitary gland is that animal instinct that people want to do it their way without acknowledging God and without getting sound, practical experts to help them. King Kong said XRP is 1111 right now. That is true. Someone else says, I really like diversity. But sorry, when you want to maximize to attain liquid wealth, you have to be smart. And listen, crypto is here to stay. Cash is about to be done away with. So there's a lot of people who are taking their crypto and getting cash. And their wealth is really going to be stolen. Because crypto is not going anywhere. It's only going to go higher. But cash is about to be replaced by cryptocurrency. It's going to be a thing no longer that we use. And so a lot of people convert cash into crypto crypto into cash without having any plan to take that cash to get other assets. And when they do it that way, when this system officially changed to the digital dollar and the Fed coin, then the government has all the power to stop anyone with a Fed coin and digital currency in their bank account for purchasing any future crypto. And a lot of people now have sold it. And when it becomes a Fed coin, aka digital dollar, they'll have restriction where you can't buy anymore. And it'll be shut out from you. So the people that's holding are very smart. Because as more use cases and as the dollar continues to lose its purchasing power, right? Cryptocurrency will give you, it is the best performing asset this year, period. Right? I definitely think Ether will hit 10K before the end of the year, before ADA will, right? If ADA hits $10, though, that's great. $10, that's great. Right? Yes, some people are, Frederick, converting back into stable coin, but you know, just know even if they convert it back into stable coin, if they want to rebuy that cryptocurrency, the price that they probably enter in at, even if it takes a dip, right, will probably be higher. So when they rebuy, if they rebuy on the same exchange, now the lower price that you had, that position you held, is now going to average up to what the price is. And now you lose where that lower position was, especially if you buy, like, for example, let's say you got in a SHIB when it was at 0.000050, right? And SHIB is at 0.000065 now. And you took your money, converted back to cash, and you said, oh, I think SHIB is going to do a half of a cent, or half of a penny, half of a cent, or 1 penny, and I'm going to buy back in. Now you're at that 0.000065. You lost all that gain or that leverage you had at the lower price point because it averages out unless you buy on a different exchange. And that's what people don't know. You also, when you sell, you convert your cryptocurrency back to cash, you lose the quantity, your overall quantity. So you can never lose by taking profits, technically, because you're converting back into a depreciating asset, the dollar that's losing its purchasing power by the day. So technically, you can never lose by getting out your initial investment, taking assets, but it definitely will prevent you from having the higher future gains that you will have once that crypto probably maximizes and reaches when this bull market will be beginning 11/11, I believe, which is Monday. The bull market run will definitely begin for sure by 2021. Are companies going to start accepting crypto? There are companies that are already accepting cryptocurrency. You can go on some websites right now and it will have, you can pay by PayPal, Bitcoin, Litecoin, some Dogecoins. I personally, through my Cash App, accept Bitcoin for payments. So if you have a plumber that tells you, hey, just cash out me in Bitcoin, which I don't know why. The plumber is great, but why a person will sell their Bitcoin to play a plumber, for example, I want to know why anybody would do that. But yes, there are companies and online stores that's already accepting cryptocurrency. Now, will your everyday, plumber that doesn't know about crypto and cash want Bitcoin? Probably not. But I will tell you, keep enough cash reserves to be able to pay your essential bills and purchase essential food, food and pay your bills and pay your rent and mortgage. I'm not saying keep no money in that in bank. You keep enough to pay your essentials. But other than that, I'm not your financial advisor. If so, you will be paying me to tell you this, right? I have a whole lot of super chats and cash apps going on because financial advisors give paid when they give financial education. But other than that, I mean, this is an asset. The greatest performing one, Shiba Inu was up 777% in 30 days. Where can you find it? Not gold, not silver, not real estate, not anywhere. 170% in one day on your dollar. Where can you find it? Nowhere. Right? Uh, I'm not getting into answering what my top cryptos are and all this because at this point it gets to be financial education, and I believe that my time, my knowledge is way more valuable than to just sit on here for free and give people that information. Right? Once you go to the bigger channels, XRPJ, you'll know because you probably follow Big Boy Crypto and Cryptos or Us. You can't even ask a question like that and it be seen without having a super chat behind it. They only answer questions with a super chat, and that's why it's only right that you do it that way. If someone is helping you financially, then you should definitely give to that person financially, right? An exchange of services. The SEC is using XRP to bring in the Howey test for the banks. This will give the government the ability to fully regulate our cryptos. This will, yes, and that's what most people don't know, Sean. It's over 9,000 cryptocurrency right now. Only about 1,000 will make it. Only about 1,000. Most people think that regulation of cryptocurrency means um, now we can be taxed. And no, you're going to be taxed. You're going to be taxed anyway. December 31st, open the mail. You'll get your 1099 if you convert it back into cash. Amazon's taking Bitcoin. I be on Amazon a lot. I've never seen it. I'm not saying it's not accurate, but I've never seen it, right? Um, I would never pay for anything with crypto. Me either. I agree with you, Bobby. I definitely wouldn't either. Um, when the government does regulate it fully, it would do nothing but make the cryptocurrencies that stand um, that's going to withstand this or that's going to be used in this new economic system. They're just going to definitely skyrocket at that point. XRPJ, including SRP, including SRP. So a lot of good cryptos in 1,000 that will survive. You just have to have the knowledge and have a holistic understanding of how to prepare what's going on. And it's a lot of people, don't forget about the old credit system, not just crypto credit. A lot of people can still leverage their FICO scores right now and their FICO credit with credit cards. My very first house that I invested in, right, was with a credit card, and it was with Discover. The house was $5,000. I took a Discover credit card and purchased my first flip house and gained thousands out of that deal. And used my other credit cards to purchase the products and everything I needed for renovation. And so FICO credit is still here as well, right? With your FICO score. So there's a fuel shortage also, a countrywide strike. Pakistan petroleum dealers has threatened a countrywide strike from November the 5th if the government does not comply to their demands, fearing that petrol and diesel shortage once again. This is another test for the PTI government, so they're threatening a strike. And look, more taxes. You know, you all believe that when Biden says, I'm only taxing the rich. No, he's taxing the upper middle class and poor working middle class as well. Government planning to impose health tax on cigarettes and cold drinks. Also, inflation is the cost of living tax. So, a nationwide protest from petroleum and gas, which will, if happens, said this will a serious concern with fuel shortage. And if that happens, then the economy is shut down. We already have a trucker strike, a trucker shortage that's going on as well, from delivering food and items from your grocery stores and your shelves. And so let me tell you all, people, it is great to make these gains in crypto, but you definitely need to stock up on the natural things as well, including your foods and foods that have long shelf life, right? Because I don't care how good my crypto wallet looks. If I'm hungry and I can't get food and I can't purchase gas to travel somewhere to get food, and also there's expected to be an energy crisis that's coming this winter. So, you know, a smart investment with people that's taking out crypto would be something like investing in solar generators with solar panels, investing in chainsaws, right? If you have land that have trees on them, so you can cut firewood and stay warm, stocking up on food. This is not the time or the mindset to be thinking about Lambos, right? And possibly having ways or means to travel definitely outside of your state. So this is bigger than what people seem to know. And I'm listen. I am so glad that this channel is definitely one of the ones that you all are coming in and sharing your crypto knowledge. Definitely so glad about that. And for the people also that gave the 1999 super chat, I want to break down that Bitcoin, right, is also 9999 meaning as well, right? So divine completion as Jesus died on the cross at the ninth hour. Divine finalizations, it conveys the meaning of um, finality of some things, which is, I believe, the finality of the dollar. But the number 9 also represents the fruits of God's Holy Spirit, right? Joy, kindness, long suffering, love, peace, self-control, faithfulness, gentleness, godliness, right? And so uh, some good things as far as the future of Bitcoin, as again, November is the 9th month. So I definitely expect to see Bitcoin surpass its all-time high of, 66,000 going into November, which is the 9th month, right? The 9th month as well, as the dollar definitely begins to be finalized and over with. And as other countries have already stopped using the United States dollar is already officially not the world reserve currency, right? And so the number 9 represents some good things, like I said, the gifts of the spirit, the finalization of completion of some things. But it also, right, numbers are twofold. I know people just want to hear the good part of it, and I want to teach you the good part of it, because when you give into that number system, into the internal, into the infinite God, you then have the power to proclaim the good part of it. But see, when you don't give into it, you don't have any power to ask the universe which part of it you'll get, because the number 9 also represents there were 9 people that had leprosy, an illness. Moses, Marion, Naaman, Gehazi, King Azara, and so numbers are twofold. But when you give unto the teachings of persons like myself that's teaching biblical numerology and gematria, you have the right to know, okay, what's the promises that I have the right to claim, right? Because again, Abraham was 99 years old when God fulfilled his promise to multiply his descendants, 99, through his wife Sarah, right? It also can be a outpouring of God's blessings, an outpouring of God's blessings as well, or it can mean just a reversal. And so definitely Bitcoin is going to do well. He says Nigeria says the US dollar is suicidal, right? Um, okay, Frederick, that's between you and your wife. If she want to invest in Crocs, I don't see that as a bad investment. I work around youth all the time. That's all they love to wear is Crocs. I promise you, I see just as many youth wearing Crocs as I do Jordan, right? So I wouldn't be too quick to LOL on that. I would research that with her. China and Russia have dropped the dollar. Yes, they have, Sean. You're absolutely correct. We're transitioning to a new Bretton Woods agreement. The dollar has already lost it. It has. Most Americans don't know this. But the dollar has already lost its world reserve currency. And this is what people is taking out of banks and stuffing under their mattress or in the storage, not knowing that the most that this probably is going to be good for is in the wintertime when you need to burn it to make some fire and get some heat. Frederick, I'm not laughing. I'm serious. I work around youth all the time, and that's all they wear is Crocs. So if the youth are into Crocs, just imagine how many adults, right? And so I'm signing out. I'm not answering any Bitcoin. I'm not answering any. I see your coin questions. I'm not answering those. I come on here to talk about what I'm talking about because people don't give me super chats to answer questions. And I'm not answering. I'm not going to sit here and be your financial advisor and invest in your financial future and knowledge when you don't invest in mine. So you can just stop asking me about those questions, about those other coins. I'm not going to elaborate on them, right? I'm going to give you what I want to give you on my channel that doesn't require that you invest in my gift. But other than that, if you have a gift about a specific currency and you won't provide a super chat with it, I'm not answering, right? So I don't have any thoughts about it, right? I don't have any thoughts, right? I don't have any thoughts behind something that doesn't have any respect behind it, right? So if you want to know what my thoughts on these coins, then come to my crypto conference, 111 Millionaire Moves, November 19th through the 21st. Definitely more information on that. I'm looking. I looked at the visit the other hotel today in person for the people that want to attend the in-person event. And so the manager was not in to confirm that, right? Right. Just go to the conference, right? So many people want you to invest in them and their knowledge to help them financially, but they don't want to invest in the knowledge that you have to help them financially, right? Go to the conference. And I should know by Monday when the manager responds about the other hotel. Yes, you're able to attend online. King Gate, I love that avatar picture. You look relaxed on there. It has an in-person and online virtual, right? And so after I get the hotel confirmation, everyone that's already paid, I will definitely send you a confirmation email, and I will get a response from you if you are in person or virtual person, because Cash App doesn't. I didn't. I don't think I asked you all to put that in the Cash App, and so let me get confirmation on that hotel. Hopefully, it's done by Monday, and then emails will begin to go out this week for the people that's already sent payment. She says she's coming to teach. And I'm going to do a lot of things about credit too. Credit, crypto, cash flow. and the upcoming tax changes, the other stealer of wealth. And so I am going to do some things about credit strategies, how to strategically pay on some things, knowing the difference between a statement date and a due date on your credit card, and knowing how to pay your vehicle note in such a way that it automatically minimizes the monthly payment, no matter what the agreement was when you signed the contract of financing. How to pay that in a way that knocks down your monthly payment, and how to use your credit to pass generational wealth as well, right? Um, King A, I'm checking on. I've got confirmation for one hotel. I'm waiting on the manager to respond to me from a second hotel location, and then I will let you all know um, exactly where the in-person location will be. Just waiting on. The great news is the room that I want to use is available, so I have to wait to get communication from the manager. So I don't want. So I have two options. My second option, I'm waiting to hear from the managers, right? Um, and so if you want to attend online, just go to the website. You can go ahead and attend online. But if you sign up with Cash App, make sure that you put your email address. And I probably should have said this earlier, and I didn't. Put in quotations if you're paying via Cash App or even PayPal. Those are my two methods of acceptance of payment. Put in quotations after your email whether you will be virtual, right? Virtual or in person, right? Whether you will be virtual or in person. We have 444 people in. Again, Mount is up. Also, a lot of people are talking about Joe Biden. I'm going to stay on this for like 5 minutes, and giving $450,000 to um, immigrants. And this is really nothing new that the government has done. Um, giving hundreds of millions of dollars back to those who are separated at the border. I think a lot of people in the Black and Brown community are upset by how the Haitians were treated, and they were not given the same opportunity. I can rest assure you that honestly, I don't, I feel like this could have been given to Blacks and African Americans a long time ago, because technically we are immigrants, or we were immigrants in America as well. So there should be some type of reparations for that. And so, giving out that money, and it's only going to raise the debt ceiling, which Americans are going to have to pay that through the cost of living and increased prices. You can't raise the debt ceiling and not pass the buck down to working Americans, right? And 450,000 per person. So you got some families that potentially can receive up to $1 million because the government took more than 3,000 children away from their parents along the Mexican border in 2018, right? And so my only question is why that happened in slavery. Children were separated from their parents and worked in different fields and plantations. The mental and the abuse and the physical abuse that happened. So why haven't Blacks? Obama gave the Jews so much during his administration. So why haven't those African Americans that were treated the same way be given that same financial reparation, right? Yes, Charlene. So that's all my opinion. People ask me my opinion about that. That's just my opinion. But I do know that if that payout happens, 450,000 per person, right? That's definitely going to raise the debt ceiling of the government, and the working people, the Americans, will have to repay that debt, right? And it's not going to be the rich and wealthy. The rich and wealthy knows that they need corporations and businesses. That's why Kanye West began the nonprofit organization. and performance in churches and things like that. It had probably very little to do with his Christian relationship, more about having a business in place for the government. And this is why I tell people that have jobs, you should have a business with tax specialists on your team, right? Ms. Lewis, I promise you, Ms. Lewis, the conference was $119. I promise you, I will get your information to you. It wasn't $1,019, people. I'm not trying to scam people out of $119, right? So whenever we get the hotel secured, you'll get out emails about your $119 investment. Then you can respond to the email and let me know if it's in person, right? Or virtually, or better yet, just send me an email. If that calms you more, just say, hello, Queen, I'm Miss Alice, because you're always asking for an email. Allison Lewis, I'm just confirming that I'm attending the conference virtually or in person, and I respond to you, right? Only $119. Probably the last time I will offer a conference of this magnitude for that price. But because it's the first one that I'm doing, and I know that we're entering a depression and not a recession, I wanted to make it affordable for the attendees. So if you cannot attend the conference virtually, if you pay for it virtually but can't make it during that time, yeah, oh, okay, I think I answered that. Yeah, a replay will be available. Natives, okay. Michelle says natives and First Nation group of people, they were taken also. Have they received reparations? Have they received any reparations? Thank you, King Gabe. I appreciate you sending blessings and thought my way as well. Right, Sean. They're going to destroy the dollar anyway, so why not give it to blacks? That's just like with the Asian hate crime law that was passed immediately, but that never was given to Black American, right? And so, but I firmly believe that in this reset, that some Black Americans are going to have reparations. Now, I'm not saying all, right, but some will. I believe some as far as their land being taken, that's already been happening. I went to see some platforms a few months ago, and to see the scale and the amount of land that was on, like 5,000 acres that our people work for free. Right, 5,000 acres. So some restitutions have been given to blacks, not all. Some of it have, but that's just my thought about that. It'll be interesting to see if that 450,000 passes. Very interesting, right? And so, hey, I'm signing out. Congratulations if you was in Decentraland and Manna today. And you got great gains. Whatever you decide to do with those gains, make it a wise decision, people. You have to make millionaire moves. Definitely playing chess and not checkers, because the government is playing poker, right? I changed it and said I think they're playing Russian roulette now. They way beyond playing poker. They're way beyond playing poker. Another thing, for those who have ordered my book, a copy of my book, my Millionaire Notes. Thank you so much for those who ordered my autographed copy of the book for 2111. If you would like to have an autographed copy, my Cash App is strolling at the bottom. It's $LD Financial Coaching. In the for section of the Cash App, please enter your address. And if your Cash App is not the name you want me to personalize this and autograph it to, also include your first name that you would like for me to autograph that to, and your full mailing address that includes your zip code as well. For example, sometimes I have people from Las Vegas that includes everything except the zip code. And then when I Google the zip code for Las Vegas, it has like 5 different zip codes. So I don't know which one to use. So your full mailing address, including your zip code as well, right? Miss LeDuc, you probably need to check your junk or your spam because I've had no issues. That's an automatic system set up. I've had thousands of people to purchase that ebook, and it goes back. And she's talking about the cash on crypto. It goes back to the email, whatever email you put on file when you put in your information. So if it's not in your inbox, it is definitely in your junk or your spam. But I thought you just said you clicked on a link on the book and it didn't work. So how did you click on a link on the book if you can't find the book? I thought you said earlier you clicked on the link and the link didn't work. So check your junk and spam. I think I told you in my last live stream, I think that was October the 19th. I have it confirmed that it was sent back to the email address. I don't know what email address you put on file, but whatever you want that you put on file, that email address. All right, you all, I'm signing out. How big can you think, right? How big can you think? Magnify your mind, manifest with your mouth the power and life, the death is in your tongue, right? The power of life and death is in your tongue. Maximize your mission in life, people, so you can be blessed to be a blessing, right? So you can be blessed to be a blessing. I'm signing out, and you all, Frederick, you just terrible. You need to go research to help your wife invest in those crops. I'm signing out, you all. You have a great, great night.